Carnivores are some of the most perfectly engineered killing machines on the planet. They are fast, powerful, and built for one purpose above all else: to hunt and kill. They can be found on every continent, roaming everything from frozen Arctic tundra to scorching African savanna. But of course, some are far more dangerous to humans than others. In today's video, I will be ranking 9 of the deadliest carnivores from least deadly to deadliest. I'll be judging them based on a few key factors: how large and powerful they are, how aggressive they are toward humans, how likely they are to come into contact with people, and most importantly, how many people they actually kill. Without further ado, let's take a look at our first species. To kick things off, we're heading as far north as it's possible to go, to the sea ice and Arctic tundra of northern Canada, Alaska, Norway, Greenland, and Russia. This is the world of the polar bear, the largest land carnivore on Earth. Male polar bears can reach 10 feet in length and weigh over 1,500 pounds. They are powerful beyond comprehension, capable of killing a full-grown ringed seal with a single swipe of their forepaw. Unlike most bears, which are primarily omnivorous, the polar bear is something fundamentally different. It is an apex predator that has evolved in one of the most food-scarce environments on the planet. When a polar bear approaches a human, it is frequently not out of curiosity. It is assessing whether you are prey. Documented cases of polar bears actively stalking and attacking humans are well established. In 2011, a 17-year-old British student was killed, and 4 others were injured during an attack on a camping expedition in Norway. In Alaska, Canada, and across the Russian Arctic, attacks continue to occur, and the risk is growing as climate change drives hungry bears further into human settlements in search of food. What keeps the polar bear at number 9 is pure geography. The Arctic is one of the most sparsely inhabited places on the planet. The number of people who ever come into contact with a polar bear in the wild is tiny, and confirmed annual fatalities are in the single digits. But of all the animals on this list, the polar bear is one of the very few that will actively view you as prey from the moment of first contact. For our next carnivore, we're heading to a handful of remote islands in eastern Indonesia. This is the home of the Komodo dragon, the largest living lizard on Earth. The Komodo dragon reaches up to 10 feet in length and can weigh up to 150 pounds. It is a powerfully built ambush predator with serrated teeth, a muscular tail capable of knocking a person off their feet, and claws built for tearing. For years, scientists believed the Komodo killed primarily through bacteria-laden saliva, the idea being that a bitten animal would eventually die of infection. That theory has since been largely overturned. Research published in 2009 confirmed that the Komodo dragon actually has venom glands in its lower jaw. When it bites, those glands release compounds that stop blood from clotting, meaning the wound just keeps bleeding, and the victim's blood pressure crashes rapidly. Combined with the sheer physical damage of the bite itself, that is what kills large prey. Including humans, Komodo dragons do attack and kill people, though the remote location of their habitat means confirmed fatalities are rare. Between 1974 and 2012, there were 24 recorded attacks on humans, 5 of which were fatal. In 2007, an 8-year-old boy was killed on Komodo Island, the first confirmed human fatality in 33 years at that point. But, like the polar bear, the isolated nature of its habitat caps the total death toll at a level that keeps it near the bottom of our list. The Komodo dragon slots in at the number 8 spot. At number 7, we have the wolf, the largest wild member of the dog family. Wolves are found across a vast range: Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, with the largest populations today in Russia, Canada, and the United States. Gray wolves, the most widespread species, can weigh up to 175 pounds, run at speeds of over 35 miles per hour. They hunt in packs with a level of tactical coordination that has been studied and admired by researchers for decades. They communicate through body language, howling, and scent, coordinating pursuit hunts that can cover miles of terrain and that exhaust prey animals through relentless, rotating pressure rather than a single burst of speed. For most of human civilization, wolves were a serious and persistent cause of human mortality across Europe and Asia. France alone recorded over 7,600 people killed by wolves between 1200 and 1920. India reported thousands of wolf-related deaths in the 19th century. In the modern era, wolf attacks on humans in the developed world are extremely rare, owing to a combination of population culls, habitat loss, and the fact that wolves in regions with strong human presence have learned to avoid people. But in rural parts of Russia, Central Asia, and India, wolf attacks continue to occur and occasionally prove fatal. In 1996, a series of wolf attacks in India killed 74 people over a 6-month period. Therefore, the wolf slots in the number 7 spot. But trust me, the animals left on this list operate on a completely different level. Now we're heading to the savannas, grasslands, and woodland fringes of sub-Saharan Africa. This is the territory of the spotted hyena, one of the most misunderstood animals on the planet. The spotted hyena weighs between 88 and 190 pounds and stands around 3 feet at the shoulder. It is not a scavenger that occasionally hunts. Research has shown that in most ecosystems, spotted hyenas kill the majority of what they eat and are in fact more efficient hunters than lions. They operate in clans of up to 80 individuals and can pursue prey at up to 37 miles per hour for several kilometers without stopping. Spotted hyenas do attack and kill humans, though confirmed deaths are difficult to count precisely because so many incidents in rural Africa go unreported. What is documented is striking. A pair of man-eating hyenas killed 27 people in Malawi before being tracked down and shot. In 2004, 35 people were killed by spotted hyenas in a single 12-month period along a 20-kilometer stretch of road. Attacks overwhelmingly target sleeping children and the elderly. Hyenas enter homes and huts at night, often dragging victims from their beds. In 2020, an 87-year-old man in Zimbabwe was pulled from his hut while sleeping and partially consumed. What keeps the hyena at number 6 rather than higher is a fatality rate that is modest compared to the carnivores above it on this list. But make no mistake, the spotted hyena is not a timid opportunist. When it decides a human is worth pursuing, it pursues with the full relentless efficiency of one of Africa's most accomplished predators. We have reached the top 5, and this is where the numbers become seriously alarming. Next, we have the leopard, arguably the most adaptable large predator on the planet. The leopard is found across sub-Saharan Africa, Central Asia, India, and parts of Southeast Asia. It thrives in savannas, mountain ranges, dense rainforests, and on the edges of major cities. Males can weigh up to 200 pounds and are among the strongest climbers of any large cat. They are extraordinarily stealthy, and unlike lions, they hunt almost entirely alone and at night. Victims frequently have no warning whatsoever before the attack. In India alone, between 350 and 450 leopard attacks are reported every year, resulting in around 40 to 50 deaths annually. Across Africa, estimates put the figure at between 50 and 120 fatalities per year, and those are the reported cases. In remote regions, the true number is almost certainly higher. What makes leopard deaths particularly difficult to count is the animal's preference for isolated victims and its habit of carrying prey away from the site of the kill. Throughout history, individual leopards have become some of the most prolific man-eaters ever documented. The Panar leopard killed over 400 people in northern India in the early 1900s. 400 people. The leopard earns the number 5 spot. At number 4, we have the tiger, the largest wildcat on Earth. Tigers are found across South and Southeast Asia. The Bengal tiger can reach 10 feet in length and weigh over 660 pounds. Tigers are solitary, supremely powerful ambush hunters. They are built for explosive short-range pursuit, capable of reaching 40 miles per hour in a burst. A tiger kills large prey by seizing the throat and suffocating it, a technique so efficient that most kills are over within seconds. The tiger's history as a man-eater is one of the most extraordinary and disturbing in the natural world. The Sundarbans, the vast mangrove delta spanning the coasts of India and Bangladesh, has been a site of tiger predation on humans for centuries, with attacks continuing today at a rate of dozens per year. Honey collectors, fishermen, and wood gatherers who venture into the forest do so knowing that tiger attack is a genuine occupational hazard. In some villages, the death of a community member to a tiger is not a rare tragedy. It is an expected reality of living on the edge of that forest. The most extraordinary chapter in tiger-human conflict belongs to a single animal, the Champawat tiger, a Bengal tigress that killed an estimated 436 people in Nepal and the Kumaon region of northern India in the early 1900s. Today, tigers kill an estimated 40 to 50 people per year, a fraction of the historical toll, largely due to drastically reduced tiger populations and improved conflict management. But the combination of raw power, stealth, and confirmed willingness to target humans earns the tiger the number 4 spot. Next, we have the African lion. Lions are found primarily across sub-Saharan Africa, with a small and critically endangered population surviving in the Gir forest of India. Males reach 11 feet from nose to tail and can weigh up to 550 pounds. They live in prides of up to 30 members and hunt with coordinated tactical precision. And while the males are the most visually imposing, it is the lionesses that are responsible for the majority of kills. A lion can cover 100 meters in 6 seconds. If one is running at you, it is almost certainly already too late. Lions kill an estimated 200 or more people per year across Africa. Research has found that lion attacks carry a fatality rate of around 62%. The numbers become even more alarming when you look at specific cases. A single pride in Tanzania's Lindi region is estimated to have killed 1,500 people between 1932 and 1947. More recently, between 1990 and 2007, lions attacked an estimated 1,000 people in Tanzania alone, killing roughly 563. The lion earns the number 3 spot, and the 2 animals above it are responsible for more human deaths per year than almost any other wild predator on Earth. For our next carnivore, we'll be heading to Africa. The Nile crocodile is responsible for more human deaths than any other crocodilian except one. The Nile crocodile is found across sub-Saharan Africa, inhabiting rivers, lakes, marshes, and even brackish waters. Large males reach up to 20 feet in length and weigh over 2,000 pounds. They have the most powerful bite force ever recorded in a living animal, estimated at over 5,000 pounds per square inch. What makes the Nile crocodile so deadly is its aggressive nature and proximity to human populations. Millions of people across Africa rely on rivers and lakes for water, washing, and fishing, bringing them into direct contact with these predators daily. It's estimated that Nile crocodiles kill between 200 and 300 people each year, though the true number is likely much higher. Around 63% of Nile crocodile attacks are fatal, an alarmingly high mortality rate. These crocodiles are patient hunters that will wait for hours or days for the perfect opportunity to strike. There have been several famous man-eating Nile crocodiles throughout history, including Gustav, a massive male believed to have killed over 300 people in Burundi. The Nile crocodile's massive size, extreme aggression, high attack frequency, and devastating fatality rate mean that it slots in at number 2. For our final carnivore, we are heading to the coastlines and river systems of South and Southeast Asia and Northern Australia. This is the world of the saltwater crocodile, the largest living reptile on Earth. Large males reach up to 23 feet in length and can weigh over 2,200 pounds. That is heavier than a family car. They are hyper-territorial and hyper-aggressive. Unlike the Nile crocodile, which attacks primarily opportunistically at the water's edge, saltwater crocodiles have been documented actively stalking humans over multiple days before attacking. The saltwater crocodile is responsible for dozens of confirmed human deaths every year across its range, with the true total almost certainly much higher due to the remote nature of many attacks. In Australia, where records are more reliable, saltwater crocodile attacks have risen sharply as populations have recovered since hunting was banned in 1971, with multiple fatalities reported every year in the Northern Territory. What separates the saltwater crocodile from everything else on this list is the combination of its enormous size, its unmatched aggression, and its vast range across densely populated parts of the world. The Nile crocodile kills more people in a given year, but the saltwater crocodile hunts with a predatory intent that is categorically distinct. And in a world where climate and habitat change continue to push these animals into closer contact with coastal communities, that distinction matters more with every passing year. It is the undisputed #1. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.